Find yourself a booth, order up a cold one. This is the Spring Bar.
Hey everybody, welcome to Spring Bar. Glad to have you here. I am Florida Mike. Today with my co-host, Florida Joe.
Florida Joe.
How's it going, Joe?
I'm in Florida, Mike.
Joe is in Florida.
I'm at the luxurious Spring Bar East studio.
So a different change of scenery this week, again, because last episode I sat at the bar, which did not go over so well. You didn't like the bar scene.
I don't like the bar.
There was a few other people who also messaged me that didn't really like the bar scene.
Really?
Oddly enough, the biggest complaint was that the camera was too far. People love to see this.
And you know what's better? You know what's better too? Is I told him to move the camera and he did. And what you've got was the adjustment.
So, but because Joe is here next to me today, we had to change up a little bit. We're actually sitting at my kitchen island. Next episode, I don't know where I'm going to be. I might be in the other room, back in my chair, and I'll have to figure out some sort of setup behind me.
Do it from the tub.
The tub?
The tub.
Maybe. We'll leave it up to the listeners.
Give the people what they want.
Put in the comment section down below if you want me to do it from the tub. We just got back from lunch. Went picked you up a couple hours ago. We went to lunch. We've already been drinking, and we've just poured some more. So this is going to be a fun episode. Yeah. Oh, so we'll start off like we usually do. What are you wearing? What are you drinking?
I have on the mill ships. See, because when you're close, you can do that, and the people can see. If you're too far away, they won't know. Whatever. The mill ships.
It's not the watch. I'm telling you, it's the face. They want to see the face.
Okay.
All of this.
Proximity doesn't make it better. I'm just saying. I got the mill ships, and this is the one that has the Otokobo Industries aftermarket, more of a bakelite bezel. So he does inserts.
Oh, that's right. Let me see that. I forgot that you put that on there.
See? And so he does these inserts, and it's stupid reasonable and really good. I have the Miyota version, so it's the non-limited. The limited edition has loom in the bezel. This one does not. This one does.
Was originally aluminum.
It was an aluminum insert, flat, and the color was sort of the bronze on the ordinals.
Yeah, this is so much better.
It's so much better. And so I can see why they went with that for the LE, and it matches more what the UDT watches were.
So we're going to do a comparison of crystals here in a little bit, and we'll get into that in a minute.
Okay.
But that's a really good touch.
Yeah, it is.
I like that.
It's fantastic, and it makes the watch pop just a little bit different. And it's such a big watch. It wears well, but with the 16 millimeter lugs. And I've got it on a 2-piece nylon strap, so it doesn't sit quite so.
Yeah, no, I like that. I like that.
And in the glass is this bottle of Evan Williams bottled and bond 100 proof whiskey that I happened to find behind the bar.
This is what we talked about last episode. The alcohol that I could run my car on. Although, in fairness, you watered it down both with ice and sparkling water.
I'm not an idiot. You'd be here a while.
Yeah, maybe. So I'm wearing my blue dialed wrist alarm. It looks black in this lighting, but you guys have seen it on my page. This is that real nice, almost kind of linen dial-esque, real, would you call it a glossy dial?
Kinda.
It's kind of a glossy. But linen dial nonetheless.
It's not a high gloss though.
No, not really.
The blue, it's like a navy, and then there's that lighter blue, and the alarm hand is like almost not a Tiffany blue, much more of a sky blue.
Yeah, definitely not. But the first time Joe's gotten to see this one in person,
I saw it in the car, and it's stunning. It's fantastic.
Yeah, by far my favorite of all the wrist alarms that have been done over the years.
It's really good. It's really, really good.
And then I am not drinking 100 proof. I've got some Grand Marnier back in my glass, so cheers, Joe.
Cheers.
I love that stuff. It goes down so well.
I know.
I'll take your word for it. I'll have to try your blend of it because when I had some, I had it straight. Like I did it like a man.
Yeah, I do
Okay.
that too,
All right.
but I want to stay on this stool. So
Oh, God. Oh, so we just discussed right before we started recording. Last episode. I don't know what the YouTube version is like. However, if you're one of our Spotify listeners, you got roughly 3 minutes of our pre-recording shenanigans.
which they probably didn't make it through and fast forward on to the next one.
So
So we'll see because the pre-recording shenanigans here are even better. We'll see if he has those.
Yeah, we'll see. Well, in fairness, that was when I was just getting over having COVID and I was still not all coherent in there.
You haven't shown me a test result either, by the way.
I'm good. We're safe.
That's why I'm drinking.
We operate on trust.
Okay.
So when I was editing it, I somehow missed, and usually what I do is I pull the audio off the YouTube version, and I hadn't checked the YouTube version to see if that also has 3 minutes of pre-recording shenanigans. So if it does, I both apologize, but
There's have been no comments on it. So
you get to see a little bit of what happens before we record. That's that, yeah. So today we don't really have a topic. It's just kind of a bar talk episode. Joe's in town. We're together. This only happens but once a year. This is kind of Joe's first opportunity to see all of my collection, more than probably the half a dozen watches that I brought with when I was in LA last year.
yeah, I think you only brought 6, and then you brought the Jetstars.
Well, that was part of
Yeah.
I had the one sample at the time, the Jetstars when they first came out, and then a couple other odd and end pieces. So there were some things that you wanted to discuss. We have some of the mystery collection here in front of us.
Yeah.
Some of Joe's stuff, which there is also in here somewhere a mystery watch.
Mystery watch. So what happened? Like we've talked about vacation watches a few times. So like, what do you bring? We talked about what Mike brought when he showed up, and so I packed a selection, and
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You got 6 watches here as well.
and then whatever I'm wearing. So there's that, and I'm curious to see what Mike's take on some of those. And some of these he hasn't seen. Most of them I don't think you've seen. No, none of them you've seen in person at all. And one watch he knows absolutely nothing about. I've never shown pictures of it. This will be a debut. You're welcome.
This is a watch that nobody knows, right? You've never posted it. You never talked about it. This is a watch shrouded in mystery for some reason, which, as I understand, there's a story involved behind it.
Yeah.
Before we get into it,
Mm.
talking about watches with stories
Mhm.
shrouded in mystery.
Mhm.
This is your first time seeing one in person, and this is the watch that you loved to hate on that I bought. What is your take? Where is it at? Is it over there somewhere? The Spinnaker.
Oh,
Where'd the Spinnaker go?
I don't know. You left it someplace.
Did we not?
No. Oh, it's in.
You got it? It's in the other room.
Okay.
So this is Joe's first time seeing the Spinnaker in person. This is the one that I bought that I am it is for sale. If you still want it, you can buy it. But I don't have the original strap that has the extra bit of color that matches the dial, but it is on a strap that's very similar.
This is the Spinnaker.
Yeah.
There's 3 colors. There's this one. There's a black and orange.
Yeah.
And then there's a green
And the green and white. And then
there's 2 dials.
So this is the second generation.
Yeah.
The first generation had more of the the tonneau shaped case.
And the orange like the hour markers.
Well, no, it doesn't have, the only color it has is the one stripe going down it, and that's it. So this one is the more desirable dial because it has the extra color.
It's more colorful
markers. So I'm curious what your opinion is? What's your take on it now that you're seeing it in person?
It's thicker than I thought it was gonna be. I thought it was gonna be more like my Sea King.
Really?
Yeah, I thought it was because this is an automatic, right? Yeah, it's automatic.
Mm-hmm.
I for whatever reason I thought it was hand one. So I didn't expect it to be this thick. It's not awful. It's not bad. It's just kind of what I expected it to be. And that's not I don't know. I wouldn't get one. No,
So you don't understand the hype.
no. I don't understand the hype. I think it's a little like the asymmetric nature of it with on the dial with the strap would probably work better. But I don't know.
Okay.
Hmm.
I was just curious when.
No, I and also I have a whole selection of your stuff.
Do you appreciate my strap selection? Given that I don't have the original and I had to work with what I had to work with to fit that watch, did I do good on the strap selection?
No.
It's basically the same strap minus the color.
Right, but that's the problem. It's a color, and you've got a little bit of patina, and it's a little bit more of an off white, like a not even quite an eggshell. And so this is too much of a bright light, and so you got a no, it doesn't work.
This is what I have to work with.
This is what you have. This is what I have to work with.
You is what I have to work with.
Yeah, and I'm dealing with this. So we both have our crosses to bear. It's like going up against Navajo white against not Navajo.
Oh gosh, here we get into swatches of colors. Yeah, colors. Oh, okay.
I can see why some people would like it. I do not. So I will not be your buyer.
Okay, well, I knew from the moment that I bought it, you would not be my buyer because you hated on that watch.
I did. Still
okay.
do.
All right.
And they say don't meet your heroes.
Okay, well, you are my hero.
Yeah. Take it.
Okay. This is kind of like Christmas in July.
It is.
Because you're here and we're together.
Right.
But also, you've been hyping up this mystery watch.
It's good.
So can I see the mystery watch?
No.
Can I open?
No, you're gonna work from the outside in. Yeah.
So this is the mystery watch.
Yeah.
Are you sure I haven't seen this?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Which side am I working from? I know what each of these is.
Yeah.
This is the Makina. This is the Devil Diver GMT.
Yeah.
Neither of which I've seen.
Yes.
So which one?
Whichever you like.
Okay. I'm gonna look at the Makina.
Okay, go ahead. So I've got Mike's selection of not Bulova stuff because I know most of those and I've seen them all come
Right,
before.
that's thick.
Is it big?
Wow.
Yeah, it is.
And that's heavy too.
It is. It's quartz too.
Wow.
So this is it's like a register style quartz chronograph.
Yeah, it's a 12 and 6 o'clock register. Yeah. This is their, would you call this integrated?
Kind of
an integrated strap.
It's weird enough that you won't be able to buy an aftermarket strap for it.
Well, that's the thing is you can probably get a rubber strap and trim it to fit within.
Yeah, but it doesn't. It won't look quite right.
Yeah, but it's a lot better in person than I was expecting it to be.
Throw it on. Tell me. I want to see what you think of that bracelet. That rubber. While you're doing that, I get to talk about the Zodiac on the.
Well, hold on. We'll get to it in a minute. We got one at a time here. One at a time. It's my turn. I'm going first. Oh no, I'm not done. I'm just putting it on. I do like this color. I will say that.
The blue's nice.
It's very nice. Dark blue, not quite a navy blue.
A little bit of gray in it.
A little bit of gray, yeah, like a grayish, almost like a heather blue, maybe, perhaps.
Ooh. With color swatches.
The problem that I have with this right off the bat. And it's the problem that I have with a lot of the Bulova strap watches is the strap is always too long.
Yeah.
Always too long. And I understand why they do it because they're trying to make it universal for all wrist sizes.
Yeah.
I just think that Bulova might think there's a lot more people with larger wrists than not.
Better to err that side because I get it, and it's It's not, my wrist is a little bit bigger than yours, but not by much, so.
Not by a lot, yeah.
So there's a little bit of overhang for me too.
It's just there's a lot of bad visual when that strap just wraps all the way around and tries to meet the backside of the lugs there. But as a watch, it's not bad. It's actually pretty good. I like the three-dimensional dial that's in here. There's a lot of depth to it.
Yeah, the dial execution is really, really well done.
The sunken hour markers, and then you have like the inner frame of the dial that's multi-level. It's
But it's got a metal.
Yeah.
And then the colored pushers too.
So I like this color. I think they made like a lime green.
There's a green one. I don't know if it's lime, but
it's green and black as well.
Yeah.
I think I might
orange.
like that one a little bit better, but man, that is hefty. That's got some weight to it.
Yeah. Yeah, and for a quartz watch, it's kind of standard.
But yeah, that's pretty good. I do like that. Okay, moving on to the
Zodiac.
The Zodiac.
Can I work the pushers?
You may. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is chronograph etiquette. Whenever you go to a watch meet or are visiting a friend and you're handling a chronograph, always ask before you operate the pushers.
Oh, he's got that flyback too. That's cool. This is a lot better in person than it is in pictures too.
What do you think of the size of that?
You know what? It doesn't bother me.
No,
the size of this doesn't bother me at all. I mean, you just holding that, so it's comparable in size. This fits a little bit better.
That came a lot larger than where I was expecting it to, because the three-hander version of those, I think, are like 38, 39 millimeter.
And this is 41.
42 or 43.
Ooh.
And so I was thinking it was going to be a smaller size.
But because of the way the lugs are and this bracelet or the strap that comes straight down, it doesn't overhang a whole lot.
It wears fantastic.
Yeah, because it's essentially square. It's good. This is really good. I think that this strap is a great choice for it. It's leather. It's a diver. I'll allow it.
But it's Stingray, which comes from the sea.
Yeah, whatever.
It's an acceptable leather for a dive watch.
It's not. But
this
works. This is fantastic. This is really, really good.
What do you think of that color?
I like it. I like it. I like the whole package. It doesn't show up. It's a little more pale, a lot more subtle than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be a lot more bright and more.
Yeah, it's not
really bright lines.
As bright in your face. And this lighting is a little different too.
Yeah,
when you get it outdoors, it brightens up a little bit.
No, I like this. I do. I like this. I think you did really well with this watch. I'd wear this.
Interesting.
I wouldn't wear this.
So that's one yes and one no. So far. All right. So moving on. This is the Devil Diver GMT that I have not seen yet. So this is my first time seeing this one. And you know what? I'm just going to leave this off.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to be trying
everything.
I will say, and I haven't seen the rubber strap. You don't have the rubber strap here.
No.
However, I would not want to see it on the rubber strap. I don't think this is a rubber strap watch.
Not at all.
So this bracelet, for those that don't know, is the same PVD. What are we calling this? Gunmetal gray?
Gunmetal is the official coloration designation.
That matches the case of this watch. However, this bracelet came on the green dial variant that's from the European market.
Italy and Spain, I think.
But really, this is the bracelet that belongs on this watch. And why it didn't come this way in the US market is beyond me. Oh, this is a push button release. Okay. You still have your stickers on here.
Yeah.
Can I peel them off?
No. Get your own.
Also, a hefty watch.
Yeah.
But this is the quote unquote newer size. This is the 41 millimeter.
Yeah.
So if you're used to the first generation reissue Devil Divers, those came
44.
as 44. Also thicker, I would say too.
You know what? They're not actually. They're thinner. The 44s where they feel a little bit smaller because the flank is shaved down more. The 44 reissue
The 44 is thinner than this?
mirrors the case shape of
Really?
the vintage. Yeah. Yeah, it's
Wow.
kind of funny because we happen to have one here.
Well, that's not the reissue.
No, it's not, but because the way that this case is shaped, right, the flanks are a little bit thinner. The
Mhm.
flanks on the new one are really thick.
Yeah.
And so this is what the 44s look like. They're just bigger.
So what you're saying is this is a different case shape from the 44. So
Mhm.
really Bulova is history is repeating itself with the different variations and
Yes.
cases and dials.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, I did a deal on all of the variants with watches with Oliver.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's that one. There's another difference. Then there's the LE. There's like 3 or 4 different case shapes on what's essentially the same watch. So it's a fascinating little design study. Well,
Screw down crown?
screw down crown.
Okay. Can I mess with your traveler setting? How does that work? I want to see that jump.
Because you pulled it out too far.
No, I'm
Oh.
in the winding position. So
So we'll get it out of the winding position. Pull one.
just one?
Mhm.
Okay. Well, that's a stiff pull. Okay, I'm in the first position.
Okay, so now go forward or backward.
Oh, that's it, huh?
Yeah, and that's how you set the date. So you have to rotate that through 24 hours,
Really?
and then the date will adjust. Because there's not a third position to set the date.
Okay.
Yeah, it's neat.
But this is actually pretty cool. I
It's really
do
cool.
like it in white. I'm glad they went with black as the contrasting color. I think if it was any other color, it wouldn't work as well.
Mhm.
I like this better than I thought it would. The only downside to this watch and this coating is the fingerprints
Yeah,
would drive me insane.
yeah, it fingerprints pretty nasty, but you're too busy looking at the dial, so.
Yeah, no, it would still drive me crazy. I would have to constantly be cleaning this watch, wiping it down. But I do like it. That is really nice. Now, you mentioned watches with Oliver.
Mhm.
He has the root beer version of this,
Yeah,
which I think is the one that I would like the most if I were to get one.
it's not bad. It's really good. And that's what convinced me to get the bracelet because I saw his bracelet. I'm like, it's just too good.
Okay, your turn.
Oh, my turn.
What are we talking about now?
Oh, you're the health.
Oh, the Jenny, the Caribbean 1000.
Yeah.
Yes. So, okay, crystal comparison,
Oh, okay.
mill ships.
Yeah.
Now, seeing the mill ships again in person, it's not as big of a dome as the mill ships is. The mill ships still
No.
wins.
But well, no, I think they might. Well, maybe they aren't going to be the same height. The mill ships is a little bit taller, but it's also
a little
flatter.
taller.
You know,
Yeah.
it's got that flat spot too. These watches are really comparable. If like looking at it from the side profile.
When you look at a profile view, yeah, it really is.
So I mean, anybody who thinks that the mill ships, you get lots of haters on this watch until they actually get it on, and it's all about that 16 millimeter.
And I've always said, on paper, this watch does not make sense.
No,
But when you see it in person, it makes all the sense in the world.
Yeah.
I have no problem with this little strap. In fact, I think what adds to the charm of it is having this smaller width strap on here.
it does. It makes it perfect. This is great, man. This is great. Like I get it. It's heavy. There's a lot of weight to it. The bracelet is fantastic. The color is good. I mean, I'm partial to orange, but this is a winner. It's got that heft. This is like a good bar fight watch.
Yeah,
Like this would be enough. This is a good knuckle duster.
it's very weighty.
And just epitome of a tool watch.
Love the watch. The only thing I don't like about that is the bezel action. It's real tight.
I'm okay with it. That doesn't
Are
bother. Yeah, it doesn't bother me.
I like it when they're a little smoother.
Well, you can fix that.
Yeah, but then I have to go through. Get out of here. You sit there for a few weeks and do that for me.
Treat it as a fidget spinner. It'll be fine. How often do you wear this? Do you wear this to work?
Sometimes I wear it to work. I wear it more than it gets posted. I will say that.
Okay.
I try to go through the
Yeah.
watches that I post. I wear it quite often. I absolutely love that watch.
This is great. No, this is great. Like I was questioning why you got it. I get it. I understand why you got it.
So that and the Zodiac are both winners in your eyes.
Mhm.
Wow.
Mhm.
You heard it here, folks.
No, this is really good. This is really good.
The Millships is a watch that I have never pulled the trigger on. Have come close.
Yeah.
And every time I see one in person, and now that I am wearing it again, God, I really kind of want one.
They're good.
I
It's a
really-
fantastic tool watch. Do the bezel. Push.
Oh, that's right. This has got the locking bezel.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
that's
a party trick. Yeah. They did really well with that.
so this is a bi-directional,
Mhm.
but it's the locking bezel where
Push to.
you have to push it to unlock it, and while you're holding it down, you can rotate it clockwise or anti-clockwise, and then it locks into place. And that's part of the spec. It's a spec watch.
Yeah.
And this is just fantastic. I really kind of want one.
That's kind of cool. But you got to get that. You got to get that bezel.
Yeah, I
get that
would
bezel.
agree with you.
Uh-huh.
That's good. That's good. I might wear this until I put on the next watch. Okay, so my turn now?
It is.
Okay, I'm going with whatever's on this tropic strap here. Oh, this is
Yeah. Take that. Take the nose shirts off.
Yep.
Yeah.
This is what year is this? 61.
Yeah.
This is the EPSA case. This is the single crown super compressor.
Yeah.
And this is the first I'm seeing this one in person. When I was out there by you last year, I saw the dual crown super compressor,
Which is also fantastic.
which is impressive. However,
Mhm.
this is kind of a little bit more impressive.
Look at the cross hatching on the crown too.
Oh yeah,
Because
look at that.
that's supposed to be the super compressor hallmark, and the dual crown doesn't have that. A lot of them they do it on one crown but not the other. Bulova decided to have both crowns signed, and so you don't have the crosshatch on it,
This is pretty fantastic.
and that's something else. So the issue with these is always the bezel.
The
It's a
bezel.
Bakelite bezel,
Yeah.
and they come off and they get
Well,
worn. And this one's in pretty good shape.
It's a Bakelite bezel, but it's not an insert. Like
No.
the whole
The
bezel
bezel.
is Bakelite.
Well,
And that's why they get so marred up and
Yeah.
just destroyed.
like I believe that bezel rotates, but I'm not going to try. I don't touch it. I don't leave it. But then the other part about this, the reason this watch is so good is because of the lug length, not the width, but
Well,
but the length.
The lug length is good. Here's and I didn't know this until seeing this in person. A couple of things. This is neither brushed or polished.
Yeah, it's like a parkerized finish.
This is like media blasted type finish.
Yeah.
But there's no flat surfaces to speak of. Everything has got some sort of a curvature to it.
Uh-huh.
The lugs, the sides of the lugs,
Yeah.
the sides of the case is curved.
It's got that bevel to it all the way around until you get to the case back.
This is fantastic.
Oh no, yeah, no kidding. They're great. And I don't think that case was as popular as the dual crown because you don't see quite as many of those.
I love this better than a dual crown.
I'm torn.
Oh,
torn.
no,
So,
hands
to me,
down.
they're two different things.
Two different things. They serve a different purpose each, right? If I was given the choice between the two, I would absolutely pick this one.
Yeah.
Hands down.
I like the
I
dial
like
on the dual crown better than I like the dial on that one. And I mean, this dial's not bad. It's in really good shape. There's just a design.
Oh no, this is fantastic. This wears so well.
right.
What is this?
Oh, a 34?
No, it's not that small.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not. So that's 37.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What is?
it's smaller.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No. We get the calipers out
You
later.
get the caliber.
But it's, oh my gosh, that is fantastic.
It's really good.
Wow, I like this.
Mm-hmm.
I like that a lot.
Yeah,
An original Tropic.
curved.
Yep, with the curved ends.
Uh-huh.
And notice the length.
Uh-huh.
That's perfect length. That's how it should be.
It's got the one keeper, and so that more of that
Yep.
Air Force or airman style, with it's a little bit wider.
Yeah, I do like that.
It's good.
Just look at the size of that.
Yeah, it works. It works so well, and it wears incredibly well. It wears more modern than it would appear.
Yeah. Yeah, I would wear this more than what you do, probably.
Well,
Although that said, I'd probably almost be too scared to wear it.
right. That's the issue.
But I'd wear it around the house.
When you're doing dishes.
Yeah, well, you know, it can take it. It's more than 30 meters water resistant.
It's supposed to be. It's supposed to be.
Still getting flack about 30 meters water resistant, by the way.
Yeah.
That, you know, whatever.
Thank you, dude.
It's here and there. Okay, up next, what do you got?
This is the Pro Dive.
Oh, this is the
Pro Diver
Fodoxa.
Fodoxa with the faux black lung.
So this is the Sea Stern Doxa homage that I bought, the quote unquote aquamarine Tiffany Dial Doxa Aqua Lung Yaboki's dial, and swapped it in place. So this has the air tanks in the bottom quadrant, and the air tanks makes the dial.
Yeah, I wish it was a little more prominent, if I'm actually honest. Like the black lung is a little bit broader, a little more, and so this has got that same kind of vibe to it, but it's not. Oh, that's weird.
It's like a pressure fit. It doesn't click.
Yeah, it's like you don't know if it's on. That's
Yeah.
Oh,
But you got the safety clasp, and that locks in place.
Okay. That's weird. It's
And this is my work watch. This is the watch that I wear every day, 8 hours a day. I bought this specifically for that because I knew it would stand up to the abuse. You know, I'm in the water every day. Well, I'm not in the water. Like if I end up in the water, I've had a bad day.
You're water adjacent.
But I'm in a boat every day. It does get wet, you know, it does get knocked around, and it is the watch that will stand up to anything.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it's been damaged. Doesn't look like
It's a couple of, you know, scratch marks on the bezel, but you know, nothing, you know, overly.
Well, I'm so used to vintage, it doesn't even register.
Screw down crown, 200 meters. Thoughts for a watch mod? Now you don't really have a lot of experience on watch mods.
No, I don't. Like it's the Jenny or the Helson is similar.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't know.
They're similar enough that they both serve the same purpose.
Yeah.
However, they're different enough that you can have both of those. You can not feel like you're wearing the same thing.
I don't know that I would. I don't know that I would have both.
Here's why I have both.
Okay.
Because I wear that one for work.
Yeah, and this one you don't.
I'm with that watch all the time.
Yeah.
When I'm not working, I don't wear it.
Okay.
And that's where the Helson kind of fills that void, because I can still have a watch of that style, that hefty purpose-built diver's watch, and not feel like I'm wearing the other one.
I get it. I understand what you're saying. To me, they're not two different things. To me, these are both colorful, chunky divers.
Mm.
And if it's not, you know, it's not within the same brand, like to me, they fill this, they check the same box in my mind. Your mind it doesn't, and I get that. I get that. But I mean, it's not a poor choice at all. It's really substantial. It feels great.
As far as homages go,
it's stunning.
It's a fantastic one. I mean, if you didn't know any different,
yeah,
and somebody is walking down the grocery aisle and looks at my wrist, it looks like a Doxa.
Well, right, but isn't that's the point?
Well, yes. However, you've seen some homages out there which have some funkier hands, and you know the dials aren't quite what they should be, and maybe the bezel is different.
Bezel watches, I get it. That works for me. Yeah.
And I will say, Whether you agree or disagree as far as replicas or homages or whatever, that fills the docks of void. I don't have the need to own one because I have that. That does it for me.
Okay. Okay, see, to me, the GMT does that. You know, we put those two kind of together, you've got. You know, like, and so like from a weight standpoint,
They're very similar.
it's a very similar thing.
Profile wise, it's very
It's
similar.
real close.
Yeah.
Huh. Yeah, I get it.
I guess that just solidifies that the oceanographer, and in this case, the GMT, is a purpose-built dive watch.
666 feet.
Yeah.
I get it. I get it. I like it. And I think his water watch is fantastic. I think you couldn't do much worse.
You can't, yeah, it's hard to beat. And you know, the comfort of a beads of rice.
Mhm. Yeah, the bracelet's awesome.
It's a
Bracelet's
no-brainer.
great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the beads of rice.
All right, my turn again.
Uh-huh.
I think I'm up to this one
You are.
here, whatever this president bracelet is on. Oh, this is the soup. Oh, I like this. This is Joe's fairly newly acquired Super Seville, all stainless, and a silver dial. This is fantastic.
With the day date,
I like this.
and it's the original class.
Did you happen to see mine? Did you notice it when you were looking through stuff earlier?
No, I didn't. I didn't.
I
The
should
gold
pull it
one.
out and you can do your comparison. I like it in gold. I like it in gold because it's a classic gold. That one is a date just versus the day date. It's a great gold watch to have. However,
That
in all stainless, this is the way to go.
and it's an aftermarket crystal. The crystal's sapphire, so there's no Cyclops.
You don't have Cyclops on here, which does kind of bother me a little bit. I do like
You
the
know,
Cyclops.
I like the Cyclops too, but the problem I have with those is the Cyclops. It's an external Cyclops. If they'd done an internal Cyclops, I'd be all on board.
No, I like the external. Just like what they did on the new versions, the external Cyclops sitting on top, that's perfect. It's a love it or hate it thing.
The Cyclops is divisive. Like that's why there's not one on the Sea Blower. So
I like this. Oh, now that I've shaken my wrist a little bit, it started ticking away here. Oh, this is good.
it's good.
This is really good.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
I can understand why these versions sell for where do they typically park at? 700 to 900 generally. I get it.
Depending on condition, yeah.
What's inside? An ETA?
Mhm.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure I haven't cracked the back.
Or at a, however everybody says it. I call it an ETA. Yeah, that's just me. And this is these from late 80s, early 90s, right?
Probably.
This version. It's not marked.
Probably, yeah, it's not marked. It's got the serial number.
Yeah. This is just really good. Weightier than I was expecting it to be. Mine is not as heavy, but mine's quartz and not
Yeah,
automatic.
it's got good presence. It feels good when you wear it.
So here, discuss this amongst yourself. I'll be right back.
It's my watch. I like it. If you have the means, I highly suggest it. I'm going to talk about something else. I'm going to talk.
Come back. Come back. I'm here. I'm here. Okay. So look at the comparison.
Yeah, it's like I think it's the same case. The case is almost identical.
I think it looks a little thicker, actually.
Maybe.
In the lugs, it looks a little thicker, profile wise. Yeah, like that. See,
Yeah,
it is.
It's proud. It's got a higher shoulder, and then also because it's got the automatic movement. That's a bit more of a
Yeah.
for the case back.
Otherwise, they're very similar. It's the same bracelet, same clasp system,
Yeah, the
same
bracelet's got
same
really great
bezel.
paper.
Yep. Like I love wearing it. I love wearing it, and I've said it before, and I'll continue to say it until I get it done. That is one that I'll have replated. I think that one would look fantastic, all fresh.
Is it gold plate?
Yeah. Well, it's not solid gold.
No, I know that. But I can't even read on the case back. Does it say on the case back? Gold.
It probably says, what do they say?
Rolled gold.
Base metal bezel or something like that. What does it say here? Stainless steel back, base metal bezel. Oh, this one's dated P3.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
So that's 83.
Yeah.
1983 is my gold version, which is just the date justy style. I don't have the day at the 12 o'clock like Joe has on his. Nor do I have the tuning fork logo. Mine just says Bulova Quartz on it, but I do have the Cyclops.
I've got a sapphire crystal.
Well, to each your own. But yeah, this is really, really nice.
Yeah, it's good.
I do like that. I do like that.
I think I like my blue dial better.
Really?
Yeah, I like the date just versus the day, but for what that is, it's fantastic. And
now, technically, this isn't your watch, right?
technically, that's not my watch. I had to borrow that from my son.
You had to borrow it from me. Well, tell him I said thank you. I appreciate seeing it. Okay.
All right.
Up next.
So Mike's got, he's got a bunch. You have your Snoopy Timex, and then you've got the Eagle Eye, and then you've got this.
So what Joe's looking at right now is my really only non-Bulova case. Everything else that I have is all Bulovas. This is the one case, and what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is a 12 slot case that doesn't have anything Bulova related in it. So this is a lot of
A lot of these are watches that you've seen and that you talk about on a pretty regular basis. Like you got the Movado Museum watch, which if you're talking about like quintessential dress watch.
Oh yeah, hands down.
This is it. There's no seconds hand. There's really nothing on the dial. There's a marker at 12. It's on a strap. Slim, relatively good size. I like that watch. I always have. Like the Zarek I've seen, the Dan Henry I've seen, the Timex Qs that you have.
You saw the Dan Henry?
Yeah, you brought it.
Did I really?
You brought it out. Yeah, you just gotten it.
I must have.
I think it came like that week.
Okay.
So yeah, you had just gotten it. I want to talk about this.
Which is?
This is your Rado. And it's the tungsten case.
That is tungsten carbide case.
Right. And so it's got the slip pass-through bracelet.
And we just had a discussion about this watch.
That's why I wanted
in our group chat just a few days ago. I've long had the suspicion that this is the original 1962 Rado Diastar. Really the one that started the whole Diastar craze. And the Diastar is also a love it or hate it design. It's the weird oval egg-shaped case design that appeals to some, not to others. It's hard to say.
But I'm okay with it as a K shape. I mean, if you're looking at it compared to say, this Eagle Eye Q, which is more of the 10-0 shape or a cushion cape, whereas the Diastar is much more rounded. And so it's like a hooded hidden lug.
It's a K shape all its own. Like there really is no.
It is.
It doesn't fall into.
And then it's like a 2-part case, so that the top is the tungsten. It looks like the bottom is just
the bottom is stainless. Yeah.
The bracelet's good. So I didn't expect the bracelet to be this comfortable. It doesn't look like it would be.
The original NSA bamboo style bracelet. So with the bracelet, the case, the materials, that particular dial, those hands, the black second hands and all that. And it's hard to find good documentation on the very early Rados. Most of them are what is it, a 7 or an 8-digit serial number. This is a very early one. This one has a 6-digit serial number. And when you get into stuff like that, there's even less information on them. But I keep coming across some stuff that keeps pointing to this being the original 1962 model.
I wouldn't be surprised. And looking at the markers are really tall.
Real tall. The loom plots on the top of the
The
marker.
depth of the dial is great. Does the anchor move?
It does, yeah. Yeah, this one can use a service, so the anchor needs to be oiled, but it does move.
Yeah, this is cool.
And
This is cool.
what's neat about it, so which is kind of unexpected, right? When you clasp it up,
Mhm.
it's on a spring-loaded set.
Oh, no kidding. Oh, that's fantastic.
So you can have that size to fit right on your wrist, and as your
Yeah.
wrist grows,
As the day.
the clasp will expand
Well,
with your wrist.
That's really cool. That's a neat touch.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to see this. I like this.
So I had a Diastar. I had an early 70s Diastar, and for reasons we won't get into, that watch went away, and I missed it.
Yeah.
I missed it a lot, and I wanted to have another one. This one came up for a price that I really couldn't turn down, and I didn't know at the time how far back it really dated. It was just another Diastar. I prefer the darker dial of the one that I had.
Yeah.
But now knowing really what this is, and if I'm correct in the historical importance to what the Diastar line is, I'm surprised I got that for the price that I got it at. And
Well,
I'm glad I did,
I'm
and
willing to bet that nobody knew as much about it.
probably not. Yeah, no, I love it. I absolutely love that watch. And next to it is the Rado Companion, which is the Franken-Rado.
Yeah.
A lot of different parts
That
all really shouldn't go together,
pushed you by the other.
but somehow did.
It's not as bad, but it's not.
It's cool for what it is,
Yeah.
but you have to wear it knowing that it's not.
Yeah.
Dare you say genuine? You know,
not legit.
Not legit. Yeah. Although that anchor does move a lot easier than the other one does.
Okay.
All right.
Mystery watch.
Can I get to the mystery watch now?
To the mystery watch.
Okay.
Ready?
I'm looking at a Zulu strap.
You are. Didn't come on that.
Didn't come on it.
No.
Okay. I seen this watch. Yes, I did. I saw this watch. You showed it to me.
No.
When I was at your house and Oliver was over, we were all sitting outside at the table. You showed this to me. This
Did I? No.
This was meant to be your modified Bulova watch.
Yes, I did show you.
I saw this one. Yeah. What I will say is I remembered this watch, and I'm clearly wrong, having a scalloped bezel rather than a coin edge, and I like the coin edge. Oh gosh, how long have we been going so far? Do you have a counter on this thing? No, we've been going for a little bit here. Anything else you want to discuss in that?
No. Out of this, I mean, the other stuff that you got is pretty well documented. I don't think there's not any surprises in here.
You might be surprised to know that my Tissot, the PRS 516 there, is my very first, if you would call, quote unquote, luxury watch.
Nice watch.
It was, believe it or not, a toss up between that and a gold tone Marine Star.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Well,
and Tissot came out on top.
Tissot went out.
So I guess one could say that I rejected Bulova from the start.
From the start.
But I have found the error of my ways.
Well, okay.
And have walked the straight and narrow since then.
Until you started buying Zodiacs and other stuff.
So now we've got the mystery collection in front of you. And several of these you haven't seen in person.
No. So the mystery collector sent me a couple of watches that ended up with Mike. I mean, this one in particular. This is the F, chronograph F or chronograph G. I forget.
No, it's the F or the E. I think that one's the F.
It's a Hoyer caliber.
I can never keep them straight. That's the caliber 12. Yeah.
Caliber 12. It's got this funky colorway. It's got a really nice like I picked this watch up for him and sent it off.
Yeah, because that one was fairly, give or take, local to you.
Yeah, I drove
closer to you than it is to me.
True. Yeah, I drove like an hour and a half. went and got this. You know, checked it out, paid cash.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, that's pretty solid. So like I want to see that. But what he's got here, you know, this is a surfboard on original bracelet. The
Mhm.
bezel condition is just insane. That's such a good bezel. Like these ones,
So-
it's the count up red on a red and blue bezel, and these fade horribly.
And that's the thing is,
Like, and that's just consistent.
this one is not perfect.
No,
However, it's faded in just the right
it's
way.
really good. It's really, really good. Like the hands haven't been faded that much because the hands fade and they get actually brighter. They get more like a neon as they get pale.
Really?
Yeah, because that's how mine's at.
Okay.
You know, like so this has got a little bit more almost red to it, and mine are much brighter orange. This is really good. This is really good. I've wanted to see this for a while. I mean, so that's a fantastic choice. Then this is a 1940s chronograph. It's a Valjoux 23 movement. It's a smaller size. It's got the square pushers.
It, this is something outside of my wheelhouse. However,
Yeah,
I do like that.
this is so Bulova sent one of these to Eisenhower right at the end of the war. And the mystery collector actually has, I have the white dial version of this that mine had gone like salmon almost. Like the light had turned and there was some radium burns because this one, like you can see, and that's part of what's going on with the degradation of the dial because the lume's been taken off with this. You can see where the dial's degraded underneath it, but it's got the leaf, silver leaf hands that fills second hand. The dial's in really pretty good shape.
Mhm.
Yeah, I do like that. That's really nice. Oh yeah, it's on the expansion too.
And yeah, expansion.
And then there's this white dial, and it's not the same watch, although it's very similar.
This is the 60s.
Yeah, it's a later version, so it's got the pump pushers rather than the square pushers.
I will say the pusher action on this is fantastic. Wind it up, operate that chronograph. It's a fantastic, just a positive feedback from that.
Ooh.
It's just so crisp.
That sound is so good.
I don't know if it'll.
We'll see if we can get to pick it up, which is great. And then the return.
Oh, it's so good. It's so good.
That's really, really good.
In this one, I have posted a couple times on my Instagram page. It has gotten a lot of positive feedback, that watch. A lot of
I'm sure. It's great. It's great. It is better than the black dial in condition. Like it needs a polish with the crystal, but everything else about it is in pretty good shape. However, the black dial is way more appealing.
Chrome case.
Yeah.
Not chrome case.
Yeah.
Chrome case.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next up is the OG Stars and Stripes.
Chronograph C.
Is this the original bracelet?
No, but it looks like
close.
It, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's really, really close. It's like almost like a Cuban mesh.
Yeah. Yeah, not the original, but if you wouldn't know the difference, you would think that would be.
Yeah. It's period. I mean, it's probably from a similar.
No, this one he purchased, not functioning. There's a lot wrong with the movement. It actually think very soon headed out to get serviced. I wish that one ran.
Yeah.
I would love to actually, I mean, putting it on the wrist and seeing it is one thing, but being able to wear it for a day while it's running and that's what you get to look down at your wrist when you have to check the time has got to be a different experience. Front loader case. You're trying to turn the bezel. The bezel isn't turned.
That's what I was checking.
Front loader case on that one. No.
Yeah.
No case back on there.
Yeah, that's cool. I've never seen one of these in person.
It's fantastic.
The handset's just gorgeous. So, the rocket ship,
And when you look at the reissue,
it's not bad.
side by side, you can clearly see the difference.
Uh-huh.
But I understand how good of a job they did with the reissue, seeing the original in person.
Most of the reissues have been barely spot on. When you look at the reissue of the surfboard, you compare it to this.
Mhm.
It's like, okay, you look at the reissue of the G, the Oceanographer G, and you compare it to the original. It's like, okay, the size and there's a size difference in most of them, but everything else about it is a pretty solid. That's cool.
A size different in most. However, recently are trending towards the original sizes.
Yeah.
And with the most recent one, the Super Seville, I mean, that's a spot on.
It's the 1-to-1, and they did the same thing when they did the new issue of the Lunar Pilot. They took it from 45 down to 43.
Yeah, the 43.
But see, that's kind of the thing. Like if you're going to do a reissue of a watch and you make it identical to the original, there's really no argument at that point in time. Like any arguments go away. This is what it should be, because this is what it was.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean that works out. And so then we've got this ladies piece,
which is, I don't know exactly what year. I was told 1920s ish.
Yeah, it looks it.
That doesn't. That's it's a slide adjust. Yeah,
that's just great.
But that's the original strap for it, and it's fantastic. It's hard to see at the 12 o'clock, but it does have the logo on there.
Yeah, the logo's in there. So like a machine dial,
the blue steel hands. It's just, again, way outside of my wheelhouse. But for what it is, the details that have gone into that are just. Did you hold it up? Hold it up to the.
Yeah, it's like that octagonal case.
Yeah,
this one's harder to catch.
Yeah, it's hard to see, but
really good.
It's really good.
Okay. So
do we need to pull this one out too?
Probably do. So this is the Mystery Collector's Caliber 15.
And this is Joe's Hoyer Altavia Caliber 15. The difference between the two is apparent.
Yeah.
Joe's is on the original bracelet, where the Mystery Collection Hoyer is not.
It's on a Hoyer sign.
It's a Hoyer
rally
sign. Yeah, it's similar to what the Altavia would have come with. That's kind of the effect that he wanted to go with on it. I think the Hoyer buckle is a real cool touch.
It's a nice touch. No, it's good. It's good. Like it's a modern bracelet.
But other than that, when does this happen? When do you get two of these in the same room? And one being all original, I mean, come on.
Yeah.
And we discussed these off camera. I understand why this is meant to be a bracelet watch. I get it. I truly do. And I think if the Mystery Collector can find a bracelet, he would absolutely buy it. I mean,
well, he'd actually bid on that one.
He bid on this one.
He did, but it didn't go all the way.
But these are just, and again, we're kind of gonna repeat ourselves here, just in case you don't know the history of these watches. This is basically a Hoyer Altavia 1163. And it retains all the Hoyer markings. At the 6 o'clock between the lugs, it's got the 1163 model stamp on here. At the 12 o'clock, it's got the serial number. If you open up the case back, it's got the Hoyer Leonidas stamp in it, which has been scratched out and Bulova stamped above it. Excuse me.
It probably was an unmarked movement, and Bulova stamped the bridges.
So it's the Bulova.
It's a Caliber 15, but Bulova. It's a Bulova Caliber 14.
Wow, I don't know, whatever it is. Yeah.
Does the chronograph work on this?
Yes. Yep. the Autavia, but I mean, it's a Hoyer Autavia in every way. It just has a Bulova dial on it, and that's really the only difference. And the Bulova bracelet. This is a steel bracelet. It has the black Corfam inserts, which is really weird to me why they do a Corfam insert. I have a watch, it's a lady's watch. That's kind of the similar. It's got blue Corfam inserts in it. It's just a very 70s odd design. But the thing that makes this so cool, right? This is the left-hand drive. It has the right-hand pushers, which is very similar to what this one
Yeah.
is.
Well, it's just a later iteration of the same movement.
However, this is the asymmetrical chronograph layout, and I think that's what makes it
The running seconds is
just
insane.
a little funkier and a lot more desirable.
And they both have the date at 6 too, which is
Yeah, data at 6. I'm gonna wind yours up a little bit, and your
Mhm.
chronograph works too, right?
Mhm.
May I push your
Mhm.
May I push your buttons, Joe?
I'm doing that all day.
And it's just so good. The white hands on the black dial. You've got
Like
the
there's other
aging
iterations.
loom.
Other iterations of this. Hoyer did a couple, and then there's a couple other brands that got through the same fire sale, I guess.
Yeah.
But the Bulova dial is really sparse.
Well, okay, so a couple other brands that have this particular movement,
Mm.
and they've adapted their own type of asymmetrical style dial, but nobody really has this case. Hoyer and Bulova are really the only two that I've seen with the Autavia case.
Yeah. Yeah. In this case, it's getting chewed up too, isn't it?
It's a little rougher. I will give you that. Comparatively, yours is a nicer condition.
Which is, it's not a slam on this watch in the slightest. This is a fantastic.
This is one of those watches that, and I'm a big proponent for vintage watch restorations.
Mhm.
I like to have the best version of stuff, which is why a lot of my vintage things I will either buy in the best condition that I can find, or I will restore them. This is a watch that you kind of don't want to do that to. This is a watch that you want it to tell the story of the life that it had previous to when you bought it.
That one sat in a box for a long time.
But that said, it still has, some blemishes to
Yeah,
it.
there's some wear. There's some wear, but
It's
it's
got
not.
some marks. It's got, from somebody sitting at a desk or at a bar or
Mhm.
doing whatever, and you put your wrist down, and it has some of those little marks on here from it. So
Yeah, it wasn't a safe queen. It was a watch that was worn and then it got put away.
but I don't have the desire to make it perfect.
No, I don't. So I mean, that's kind of the question, because that one you don't have to do a whole lot to it. I don't think that I'm going to need to do anything to that. I'm real fine with it the way it is.
I would service it and be done.
Yeah.
After that, you
I mean, the bezel's in really good shape. I mean, yeah, it's marred a little bit, but it's not awful.
No, not awful at all.
And you can find used bezels in way worse shape that cost a heck of a lot more.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah,
for what that is,
it's fantastic.
Yeah, it's pretty darn good.
Your Grail watch,
My Grail watch.
It's you've done well, and to find one
with the bracelet
on the bracelet,
and the bracelet's in relatively good shape too. That's
fantastic.
Yeah,
you've done well.
Yeah.
I'm very happy for you with that one.
Yep, I like it.
Well,
that's it. I don't have any more watches.
Final thoughts. Last calls.
There's a lot of damn watches. And that's, you don't even see what's off camera. There's some.
Yeah, there's literally piles of watches right here. There's piles of what, like what's some of the random stuff. I like a ladies caravel. I have the green dial cousin to this one. There's bracelets. There's one, two. That's two, three. These are all three variants. If I can get this one to sit up here.
Oh yeah,
the Bulova Sky Star. This
Yeah.
is the
I don't know.
World Timer bezels. I had a real hard time coming up with that.
Wow, really?
World Time bezels. Yep. These are all faded as you would expect. The orange dial is
In the best
the
shape.
least faded of the three.
They were like a light blue.
They were much darker than what this is. Yeah, not a dark blue, but a bright, vibrant blue.
And they faded horribly.
Prior to seeing these in person, my favorite of the bunch was always the white dial.
Yeah.
Two things, two very interesting things, and I guess we can call this my last call. One, seeing them in person, the white dial is not my favorite.
No.
My favorite is the orange dial by far. Number two, for as much as I wanted to get a SkyStar, I don't want one anymore.
No. No.
I don't.
So-
I love it for what it is. It's fantastic 70s watch. The orange dial is that 70s orange that you just have such a hard time trying to replicate.
If you scroll back far enough on my Instagram feed, I had the orange dial.
Mhm.
I had the orange dial, serviced it, and I didn't wear it. I didn't wear it, and it didn't work for me the way that I'd like. And it could be if I had a better bezel, because the bezel mine had was pretty badly faded. The dial had also faded a little bit too, so it wasn't quite as vibrant as this one.
And I knew that you had one, and I knew that you sold it. And immediately I thought you were crazy for doing that. Why would you sell it, especially in the orange dial? I will concede, I understand.
it.
I understand. It's a fantastic watch. And I'm grateful to have all three in my hand in front of me. And I've worn the orange dial. It would be a watch that I just wouldn't wear. And I don't understand why.
It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make
sense because that's another one of those that's on paper. Yeah, they're fantastic.
Yeah.
And it isn't that it was poorly executed either. I think that when you start looking at the other options that are available when it comes to colored dials and other, like comparing this to the orange dial.
Well, that one or the Dan Henry even.
As a difference, the difference in watch, the difference in wear, the difference in just about everything about it. I don't know. And I had it, I liked it. I think I probably lost money on it, but still it's like it didn't tick enough of the boxes for it to stick around. And that's unfortunate because shoot, would you ever see these?
In person, you don't. They are out there. You can find them on eBay.
Yeah, but
you can go out today and search one and buy one right now if you really wanted to. Not in the orange. The orange hardly ever pop up.
Well, so the one that I bought, the pictures were so bad I couldn't tell if it was orange or white.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and so it was surprised when it came. I remember posting it up to one of the forums, showing the sellers pictures. I'm like, "What do we think this is? We think this is orange, or we think it's white?" So you couldn't tell.
This real quick is a blast from the past. The Oceanographer L. I had one of these. I had one for a few years. You have one. And I sold mine last year. This was a watch. What else did I sell? I sold a couple other watches, 3 watches, I think, before I came out to LA. And those 3 watches is what funded everything that I bought in LA. But I'll tell you what, and I had it on the same bracelet. I had it on that exact same bracelet.
Yeah, I like this bracelet.
It works perfectly. It's very close to what the original bracelet is.
The taper's great.
Yep, and it works really well on that. I don't miss it one bit. I do not regret selling this watch.
No, we talked about it.
Yeah,
and it made sense for you.
It's fantastic for what it is. It's with these 69s. It's a great watch. The dial is very similar to the M, which is the blue dial variant of this.
Got it.
Which you have. But I don't miss it. There's just something about it that I just don't miss. I don't know. So I'm a whole lot happier with the things that I did come home with.
Your collection has to work for you. And if you're not going to wear it, you're not going to wear it. So
yeah,
moving on.
So do you have a final thought? Last call?
I'm in Florida.
What do you how do you like Florida so far?
Florida's weird.
Florida is weird. I will give you that.
And I'm from California. So
Yeah.
that's
That's the thing.
We're here visiting friends that moved down here from Maryland, and the first comment that they made to us was, "Well, do you have?"
But you're not here to visit me?
Well, I'm here now to visit you, but I came with the wife and
But I-
dog,
Oh,
and you'll notice they're not here.
okay. So you can reach us on Instagram at no, I'm just teasing you. So you're visiting your
We're visiting, one of my wife's oldest friends, and they were like, "Well, do you have sunglasses? You need to bring sunglasses. Do you have sunglasses?" Like,
these things, Joe. Did you know that they exist? They're like glasses, but they're really dark.
tell me more.
Yeah.
It's like you know that we live at like the same latitude. And I have sunglasses.
Yeah. Oh, that's funny. So Joe told me where they're going to be, and I said, "Oh, okay." I looked it up on the maps. I said, "So it's about an hour away. It's not so bad." Not that it makes a difference. I would have driven 2 hours to come get you. I
We'll
mean,
go to Miami next year.
but that's 4 hours. You're well beyond the threshold. Yeah, you can get a train ticket here for a good price. They are in the middle of nowhere.
If you said
Middle
so.
of nowhere, like very country, very. We were so far out in the middle of nowhere. Across the street were emus.
That's
That's
not. You guys got gators. Why wouldn't you have emus too? What? We were at lunch. We were at lunch, and there's a gator in the.
well, that's Florida.
Well, apparently emus are too. For all I know, that I look out the window, I expect to see a couple.
No, there's
And some
that's
peacocks.
not
Some
Uh,
whooping cranes.
well, the cranes. Oh gosh, I hate the sandhill cranes. Some things are so annoying.
Okay.
Well, Joe,
How did they get in touch with us?
you can find us on Instagram at the Spring Bar Podcast.
You reach us both at Mike's house.
Yeah, for the time being.
Knock.
You can email us, springbarpodcast@gmail.com. On a personal level, I am 120 clicks, all spelled out, one long word, 120 clicks. Joe,
I am still Watch Taylor Youth, all one word.
still. It's just, that's, it is what it is. You're just going to have to live with it. Oh, gosh. Well, until next year, when we are together once again, Joe, I raise my glass to you one final time. Cheers.